is for all those who say you're boring. They say you're boring when you don't drink. They say you're boring when you don't party. They say you're boring when you don't settle for a common life. They say you're boring when your goals are more important than party. They say you're boring when your long-term quality of life is more important than short-term pleasure. They say you're boring when your future is more important than temporary fun. They say you're boring when you know the consequences outweigh the benefits. Discipline is not boring. Health is not boring. Designing a life of your choosing is not boring. You know what is boring? Boring is being like everyone else. Boring is wearing masks to fit in with others. Boring is turning into someone you are not, so you don't have to face who you are. Boring is having to drink because you haven't accepted the person you are. Having to drink because you don't think the sober you is good enough. That's not only boring, it's sad. If you think I'm boring for not wanting to be a part of that, I'm happy to be boring. But I'd encourage you to look in the mirror and ask yourself a few questions. Ask yourself if you deserve more than this. If you are capable of more. If you can be happier long term without the short term poison. If you are comfortable with who you are on track to become. Ask yourself if the people you are attracting through your drinking are the right people you want in your life. Are they making your life better or making it worse long term? I'd encourage you to dig a little deeper. You've only got one shot at this. A very brief moment here to become the greatest version of yourself and leave a lasting impression on those close to you. Maybe it's time to get a little more interesting by first becoming one of the boring ones.
They tried to bury us, not knowing we are the seed. Black folks around the world don't have a problem. White people have a problem. Black folks' problem is that white people have a problem. Yo, peace and harmony, family. Welcome back to the Facts Over Feeling podcast. This your guy, Dad Frost. And for this episode, I just want to touch over some of the problems that's going on that's between these quote unquote races. And like the quote said, black folks don't have a problem. But for some reason, black folks are in a worse condition than we were 50 years ago. And that's simply because we don't care about history and we don't know our history. I keep saying it, I'm going to repeat it. That's how important it is. You got to keep talking about it. We should know about our ancestors, and before we know about a Hercules and a Cain and no Abel or whatever the fuck they names is, and you know what I'm saying, we should know about the sunken towns and the man-made lies and how there's over 120 lakes in West Virginia. And I'm gonna touch on that. I'm gonna touch on why I'm talking about these lakes. I don't know if y'all know about lakes, but yeah, we getting in there. But they distract us from the important things, and they focus and they have us focus on shit like, is the Earth flat, or are aliens real or not? Not telling us that. I mean, shit. Basically, we the aliens. You an alien. We from everywhere. What's an alien? Like, bro, we don't need to be worrying about what's aliens. We need to worry about why we can't do certain stuff. Elevate. Actually, even better, you are a galaxy. The human body is made up of stardust, not dirt, like they, you know what I'm saying, not dirt like they say in the Bible. It ain't dirt, it's stardust. It's way more than dirt. Your fingerprint, that spiral, is the same spiral found in the universe and all across the world, like a tree stump, uh, like the snail shell, the pattern on there. It's a finger. It's your same as your fingerprint. That goes back to the 666 law, the neuromelanin, which is carbon. But you know what I'm saying? renamed to hide the truth. They don't tell us about none of that. Carbon is a chemical element and atomic number 6. Carbon is the chemical backbone to life on this planet. It regulates the earth's temperature. Makeup of the food, it makes up the food that sustains us. Literally. It provides energy that fuels the global economy. Like I said before, atomic number for carbon is 6, meaning a carbon atom has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. Carbon is used for many things around us and we don't even know it. Guns is made up of carbon. Carbon. Diamonds are carbon. The lead in the pencil is carbon. Computer chips, cars, our clothes, even medicine is carbon. If you familiar with the Avengers, Captain America, you know what I'm saying, his shield, it's made up of carbon, or they call it vibranium, which is the same fucking thing. That's why, you know what I'm saying, that's why they made it all them colors. But if you go to Black Panther, all that's black. It's black. It's carbon. It's liquid carbon. Just like venom and shit. That's like the goo. That's the little goo. That's kind of like the goo and everything. The dark matter, the darkness that they always talking about. That's us. That ain't nothing evil. That's them. They scared of that. They scared of us though. Coming back, rising, taking back over. You know what I'm saying? So basically white people have this what we know as melanin, which is basically a synthetic version of neuromelanin. Melanin blocks UV rays from the sun. They cannot take the rays from the sun. They can't take it. I literally was somewhere and I heard, you know what I'm saying? The group of them, they was talking about how they used over 8 bottles of SP90 or SPH90 or whatever the fuck it's called, some sunscreen block, whatever. Over 8 bottles. Like we literally are not the same. We don't have to do that, but nowadays they got us eating all this poison and all this negative stuff and all this shit basically. So now essentially our bodies is fucked up from all these chemicals, like the stuff we eat, the lotion, the soap, the laundry detergent, everything, all that stuff is lessening us. So we gotta watch. Like I'm in the process. I even have to change up all my stuff. I gotta find plant based stuff, everything. I have to. They got us set up like this. We becoming them basically. So now it looks like because so since now we're living like them, they look like they're better or superior because we living like Neanderthals. The Neanderthal gonna thrive in living like the Neanderthal. We can't do that shit. Animals have melanin as well. That's why most animals have fur to protect their skin or their coat. There's also different types of melanin. In science, they have eumelanin, which is basically the genetic trait that comes with human beings, like the same hair as dogs, the same skin as pigs. Those are eumelanin traits. Now, they say melanin is what makes the skin and hair black or brown, which that's not so much true. Melanin gets its traits from the black and brown germ that basically is found in Africans, black people. Remember, like I said, if you strip a black person of their protein, you get a pale skinned human. And when you look up neuromelanin, it says a dark pigment found in the brain, which goes back to carbon. It's like black goo that goes from the spine up to the brain. Our neurons essentially are black. Basically, our organs are black. We are black to the core, literally. Like we are black. Um, and that also like with the carbon, it goes back to the 666. That's why they say you the beast because to them you are a beast. You are a force that you feel me can't be reckoned with. Like Thanos. That's why he was purple. He kept saying he's inevitable. That's us. We're inevitable. We're gonna always come back. It's gonna somehow, some way. We're gonna always come back, and we will win. Period. We will win. Might take a while, you feel me? Because we kind of confused and we don't really know. Everybody doesn't know the assignment, basically. But we will win this war. Now, back to the melanin. Now, melanin is basically like a synthetic version of neuromelanin. So, so basically, they don't get negatively affected by the sun. That's why they have to apply sunblock, and which that has melanin in it. I mean, they're not going to tell us that, but that has a form of melanin in it, but different forms and names, of course. So, if you look it up, the ingredients and all that, most of the ingredients say it's to block the UV rays from the sun, or it's to protect the skin from UV radiation. Now, if you think about it, the sun is natural and it naturally gives off UV rays, which is ultraviolet, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know, and all types of radiation, also known as radio waves. So, knowing that, and then we're told that black people and brown people's skin naturally absorbs these UV rays from the sun, and pale people get basically poisoned and they need to block the UV rays from the sun. Does that not essentially make you a god as a black and brown person? Like, as African, you that doesn't make you like, or does that not make you superior? The sun created all the energy, you know what I'm saying, we have, so we are literally children of the sun. Like, we are the organic ones, the original people, non-ether beings. 3 plus 3 plus 3. If you look up non-ether beings, first off, it'll direct you to a whole bunch of African spiritual information, which that should let you feel me, give you a little hint right there. And and it's because basically our ancestors, the Nubians, the first ones to record information, noted that non-ether beings are natural to this world. It means you are made up of the same gases that make up this planet and the universe. You are connected. You are one with every living thing in the universe. Like, our thoughts are essentially one. That black goo, aka neuromelanin, aka carbon that flows through us, yeah, that's what makes that's what's all throughout the cosmos. It's the same thing. They took this information and hid it from us so we can appear equal. So they can tell us that we won. But if we was one, you know what I'm saying, we ain't even got to get into all the stuff that happened to black people. If we were one, why would you enslave one group of people and keep all their sacred knowledge and information from them? Destroy all their lands and everything we worked thousands of years for. Like, it's quite sad that, like, now today we literally are the ones that's keeping us, or not keeping us, but keeping white supremacy going. Black people are essentially keeping white supremacy going. We accept racism now. We don't fight it no more. We turn the other cheek like they want us. They done beat us so much we only got that much fight in us. We got to come back together. Like, we get on our knees and pray, just like they programmed us to do in slavery. Pray, hope for the best. No, we need to make the best, make better. Fuck that. You know, we have God DNA. We got to stop thinking that this God, or this word God, is so much powerful than us. That is a created word. It's no, we black and brown folks, literally we all one. Like I keep saying, we all are one. All of us, the islands, Caribbean islands, wherever you from, Africans, Black Americans, Australians, Latinos, anybody black, brown, red. You won. We won with each other. That's why they separated us and gave us all different names and languages. We the only race of people that don't have one unified language. We the only race of people that are wild, widely separated, excuse me, and don't even fuck with each other. Why do you think that is? That's called world domination. Now, you may not want to think what I'm saying is true, but I mean, if you do the research, they tell us themselves. They tell us why they separated us. They say they was too powerful. They was one. They was two together. They was you two united. We was doing stuff they couldn't even. They like how the hell? Like I tell people, we was going to war with elephants. Like basically, we was telling the elephants what to do. That's where they got the concept of tanks from. Us using elephants. So it's so much proof out there from what they did. They've even recorded everything they did. Check this out. Now, that being said, I challenge everybody who's listening to this. If you have any white friends, or you feel me, anybody that you consider that your friend or good white people, talk to them about racism. Ask them how they feel about black people. Ask them, you feel me? Ask them real questions about black people and racism and the problems that's going on, and you feel me? See if they really fuck with you, if they really support quote unquote Black Lives Matter and all this shit. Ask them. I dare you to. You'd probably be surprised by most of their answers. I guarantee. But next subject I want to get on, this word demonic or demon and the darkness. Everybody gets nervous, or scared when they hear the word demon or demonic or dark side. So first off, dark isn't evil. I repeat, dark is not evil. No matter how many movies they want to make with white people, and they're going against a dark being or a darkness or dark matter or whatever, don't believe that shit. It's the opposite way around. We coming back to take our shit back. I hate it. I'll be watching shit and I hate that every movie now I'm just noticing. Damn, like, does everybody fight against dark matter, or is dark matter always just it makes people crazy and makes them villains and whatnot? Like, goddamn, like we are the dark people. Like I said earlier, our organs are dark. Our organs are black. They taught us to fear the dark, and they called it evil because they can't tap into dark energy like we can. They can't do that. It's evil to them. That's essentially what voodoo and hoodoo is. Is demonic. It's dark energy, dark magic. It's not evil. It's evil to them because they can't fuck with it. That's their enemy. That ain't our enemy. How something dark gonna be a dark person's enemy? Demon comes from the word genius. Genies come from the word genius. Genies are demons. In the beginning, there was only dark, then light. Nothing is faster than the speed of darkness. They taught us that speed of light was the fastest. Well, guess what? Before you have light, what is there? There's dark. Before you turn the light on, there's the dark already been there. Ta-da! So they taught us that we were the beast. Like I said earlier again, 666. They taught us that we came from animals, talking about we came from monkeys and shit. Like they taught us that everybody and everything that was important basically is white and came from white minds because African people weren't smart enough to do anything. Basically, they made Santa Claus white, Cupid white, big time TV show main characters white. It may be one or two black people in there, but hey, that's it. And guess what? They probably gonna die first if it's a scary movie. Leprechaun white, rich white people in the world white. I said richest white people in the world. Richest people in the world. They all white. They made Jesus white. Cartoon characters white. The toys, the dolls, the kids that our kids play with white. So subconsciously we taught that black is ugly. Basically, there's nothing black. There's no black nothing. I mean, there is a little bit now, but you know what I'm saying? Still, essentially, everything's whitewashed. That's why they taught us to be scared of the dark, because everything whitewashed so they can get us to come back to them. It's like the Matrix. That shit's real. We get surgery to look white. Our women wear weave and unnecessary makeup to look all, you know what I'm saying, all dolled up to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's cute sometimes. I mean, y'all beautiful either way, do y'all thing. I ain't talking about y'all, but like the ones that do it every day, you don't need that. Embrace your natural look. You look beautiful, natural. Black is beautiful. Your hair is beautiful. Get some natural stuff hey, if you embarrassed with your hair, hey, get some natural stuff, get some, you know what I'm saying, get up in there, it'll grow. You can do it. It's only like that because of the chemicals and shit that we put on in our body. The fake nails and everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything, all the fake stuff. Like, we gotta stop it. All, you know what I'm saying? The men that be having locks and then they cut them off thinking that we doing something good, man. You're lessening yourself. Embrace your locks, brother. Embrace your hair. Getting a buzz cut, a low cut, that doesn't mean you're professional. That means nothing. They want us to have low cut hair because they can't get locks. That's why they taught us that professional have low cut. You know what I'm saying? We can't have hair and everything. I love my hair. So like I was saying, you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to speak a certain way. You don't have to act a certain way when white people are around. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be black, because that's excellent. Black is excellent. We are powerful as we have dark energy within us. We can tap into that and they know it. And that's why they keep it hidden from us. Because if we get to learn a little stuff, damn, if we meditate for 30 minutes every day, we that'll make us think sharper. Damn. They don't want us to know shit like that. We got 72 demonic energies tapped within us, which are feminine energy, because feminine energy is more aggressive than masculine energy. That black goo, like I was saying, that's them energies. We can tap into that. That's powerful. We can goddamn, hey. But they got us thinking that it's only cartoons and fairy tales and movies and shit, and it's only white people can do that shit. Like, no, that's us. That's why if you see the movie Lucy, if you haven't, I highly recommend you see the movie Lucy. When she reached first off, now if you notice, if you ever seen the movie, if you notice that most of the stuff was blue, the energies was blue, and at the end, when she reached 100% brain usage, blackness took over her body, and then she disappeared. That's the dark energy. She reached that God level basically, and she was everywhere. She was everywhere and every when. She was one with everything. She went back home, basically. That's what we do. We go back to the, you know what I'm saying, we're everything. We just go back with one. Right now, this vessel is making us an individual. When we quote unquote die, or when this vessel expires, we just go back into one. Like, we are everything. We still gonna be here. We still gonna be around. We just don't have an individual vessel. This all goes into our chakras, Kundalini energy, gamma rays. Yeah, all the Avengers and X-Men, that's you. All them, that's energy, that's you. Where you think they get the ideas from? Meditation. You know what I'm saying? You can tap into the dark energy. Don't be scared. Like, unlearn what you taught about black, what the darkness. It's not scary. It's not scary, excuse me. It's not bad. You can sit in the dark. Sit in silence. Listen to yourself. Listen to God. You know what I'm saying? Everything they said about the dark is opposite. Think that black is great. Exist in the dark. Don't run to the light. So that's why when I tell folks I'm 1,000 years young and I always been here, I have and I always will be. Because I'm energy and energy never dies. I'm so powerful, I'll come back in a different body and make a mark in that lifetime too. You feel me? Like that's how I'm rocking. I make a mark in every lifestyle. I come back when I want to. now now that's just a little bit or a little bit more because every episode I feel like we, you know what I'm saying, just gonna get a little deeper, touch on what the previous one was about. But that's why they keep our ancestors' knowledge away from us because it empower us too much. They know this. We all have to get back to African spirituality. Africa still has all the keys and knowledge. Little do they know, like it's in the soil. Like the land is motherland of all. Like we are one with the animals. Don't be afraid with the animals. Like you know what I'm saying? They that's why they got us eating animals. So they basically that energy, the animals can feel that. So they essentially they not fucking with us. They not excuse me. They not fucking with that energy because we got dead we got zombie energy if you want to say like that's why. You see the white doctors and scientists, they trying to capture and study all the animals they for no reason. They don't trying to control them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ever seen Deep Blue Sea, the number two, the second one, you trying to control the sharks and shit, like just to kill them because they're gonna get like they make them too strong. They give them they fucking higher their brain usage and shit. Like they catching rhinos, cutting off their horns and shit. Like, bro, what are y'all on? Like for some goofy shit, like and all these and everything that I'm saying is movie evidence about this. Like taking people's land, taking the native lands. Go to Avatar, Planet of the Apes, Prometheus, King Kong, Kong versus Godzilla, Star Wars, Interstellar, The Matrix, and it's Helly Moore. Like literally, it shows white people going to other people's land or another planet or you feel me, another location, stealing, killing, or destroying shit just because. The future movies like The Terminator and The Matrix, they basically is what the white people created, which what they're doing now. These fucking robots, excuse me, they're making these robots, and then they're gonna take over us humans because they're gonna make them so smart. They're gonna be fucking made out of metal and shit. What the hell we gonna do against that? They make them. They giving all these rich people doing all this goofy shit, giving robots minds. Like I believe so. It's something like Get Out, so they can transfer their consciousness. Like all that stuff. That's they. These aren't movies. These aren't just movies. Like I believe it's a it's a movie called Chompy. It's on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix. So like when the robots get so advanced enough, they can still be in control of them. Basically, they can transfer their consciousness into the robot. So now they are a robot body. Because in the Matrix, they showed that the robots were solar powered. So humans blocked the sun. So then they wouldn't be able to get the solar power. But doing that made the robots just see us as the energy source. So to power them, in this simulation called the Matrix, they used us as the power source because we are energy. That's showing that the human body is energy. Literally, we are energy. That's like when we shock the body when somebody quote or you feel me, heart stop. When somebody heart stop, you get the defibrillator. That's electricity going through the body. You know, they want these they want to replace us any way they can. If they can't replace us with themselves, they'll create robots, you know, which robots are not supposed to be to replace us. They supposed to be tools. Like they getting out of hand with these human robots. Like these robots got them walking and shooting basketballs and got these robot dogs and shit. Like this is not cool. Like that's these virtual realities and shit getting people like that's all right. We gotta watch that shit. They going straight with what the movie's talking about. And as long as we hold on to religion and the bad health habits and relying more and more on technology and thinking that a computer is smarter than our brain, then we gonna be trapped. We gonna further keep trapping ourselves. Like I said, we are allowing racism and white supremacy now. We hooked on the stuff that they got us hooked on that we know is bad. I say to black people all the time, you know that's bad for you, such and such not good for you. They be like, I don't care. Oh well, I'm gonna die one day. Like we don't even care about our lives no more. We just out here just doing whatever. Your brain is a computer. You are electricity. That's you know what I'm saying. You are electricity. If you ever seen the movie They Live with Roddy Piper in it, it explain and show everything. Like with the sunglasses on, he's seeing everything for what it really is, everybody for what they really are, all the people they look dead. But then he take them off and it's a regular, you know what I'm saying? It's a regular white person. I got the sunglasses on. I'm your sunglasses. I'm trying to, you feel me? If you watch the movie, he had to force black dude to put the sunglasses on. I'm your sunglasses. Now, before before I end up this episode, I gotta touch on I just gotta give you a little more evidence of the evil and wrongdoings of the white race. Um, there are countless of black towns and cities that, were in America in recent years. Oh wait, no, we don't know about them because all the black people in those towns were killed or forced to move, and those towns were flooded with water to make a man-made lake, or some just built parks over it, like oh well. Then they take our tribe names and use them as names for restaurants and shit in the parks or by the lakes and shit. Places like Henry Island, Alabama, Kennett, California, Bard, California, Elmore, California, Morley, California, Dillon, Colorado, Jerusalem, Connecticut, Old Fairfield, Indiana, Round Valley, New Jersey, Warren, Maryland, Dana, Massachusetts, Greenwich, Massachusetts, Prentice, Mississippi, Browns Nation, New York, Old Neversink, New York. That one's kind of ironic. Oscarville, Georgia, aka Forts County. We know that as today. Coalonga, Alabama, aka Lake Martin, and Central Park, New York, aka York Hill or Seneca Village. I went there recently, and you should see the lies and the shit they got in Central Park about Seneca Village, talking about a disease broke out and the people had to leave. Y'all fucking liars. Why is it a random ass big body of water in the middle? What is that covering up? Hmm. But all these places have had reports of being quote unquote haunted and whatnot. That's because it's a whole damn city under that water. Like actual people that fucking live there. People drowning in the lakes and never being seen again. Yeah, that's because our ancestors mad as shit. That's our shit under there. We got them fucked up. Lake Martin in Coalonga, Alabama, 80 feet below the water, is a black city. Buildings still standing, cars, schools, churches, houses. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff just still under there. They just put water, have flooded heli water in there. Just fuck the towns. Like, and you can look all these up on YouTube. They tell about look up Lake Martin. They tell about Oscarville. They tell us about them. Flooded these towns. Don't even tell us about it. Like if it was really the disease that flooded these, why we never heard it? The disease on that sign said chlorina or chlorina, some shit like that. Like I've never heard of that. Where this disease that made all these black people leave, abandon the town, and then now it's water. Like so that makes no sense. So it used to be a town. Now y'all got a park there. There's no more buildings in this whole little area. The same thing they did with the Central Park Five. Lied on some black kids, said that they raped a white woman. So so white mobs had an excuse to go into these black towns and fuck shit up. Just like they did Black Wall Street. These are other places. These are other than Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street is included, but it's another place, Rosewood, the Rosewood Massacre. That's all they do. Every time that's why we need separation. Because they don't know how to act when we actually learn how. When you know what I'm saying, when we get our stuff together, they don't know how to act with that.
Equality with whites. Equality has nothing to do with whites. We don't want to be equal with the white man. He's not the criteria or yardstick by which equality is measured. He's not in a position to tell us we are equal. It's not his right. It's not his to do. Equality, we want equality. We had equality before the white man was created. We had equality before the white man came into existence. And we want equality whether the white man is on this earth or not. Equality means the opportunity to develop all of our dormant potential, all of our dormant capability. And in developing this dormant capability, the right and the ability to stand on this earth on some land of our own and bring about a civilization and a society in which we will be completely independent, complete freedom to take care of the needs, to take care of the wants and the likes and the dislikes of our people, to establish our own nation, our own society, our own heaven, our own future. This is what we mean by freedom, by equality. And justice means as you sow, so shall you reap. If you do wrong, you'll get wrong in return. And if you do right, you'll get right in return. When you're in your own nation, in your own land, you're in a position to get justice. But when you're in another man's country, in another man's land, under another man's flag, and under another man's government, and under another man's court system, you have to look to that other man for justice, and you'll never get it. And Negroes in this country probably are authorities on that. I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
The average person has not thought about. Our body is held together by that glue that they're searching for, that bonds matter together. Those who understand what's called the Standard Model, they have a pretty good idea of what would happen if the force table in the Standard Model is just an explanation of how all things work. You're dealing with matter and force, and they have categorized the elements of matter, everything we can touch and feel and observe, in what's called quarks, the building blocks, of protons and nuclei, and leptons, which are essentially, well, that would be like an electron. And then we have force. A force are lumps of energy that transmit the forces that bring matter to life. But like a photon, it carries the electromagnetic force. What they're looking for is a higher explanation of how everything works. This is the particle they're searching for. Now, they found half of it. They already found a component of it. That was the Higgs field. Now, the Higgs field is an explanation of they found the traces of the Higgs field. They can now observe the Higgs field. The Higgs field is what is found wherever matter is not. In your room, the Higgs field is in operation. Listen, with the Higgs field, they can begin to alter reality as we know it. Now, a lot of people they can't capture that right away. But you have to remember our world is made up of matter. The antimatter is what we can't see, what we can't touch, what we can't feel, though we interact with it every day. A lot of people like to think of antimatter as the other dimension, which is the opposite of this dimension. It's an inconceivable place that is hostile inherently. It's not under control. It's very hostile. This dimension would be the more tamed dimension. Here's what they've done since the 1930s. Well, actually, since the 1800s. There was a group that studied nothing but the phenomena of paranormal activity and have then defined that this is a called a dimensional slip, where things can obviously interact with this world all the time. And they were wondering the interactions between known matter and that type of matter. But they also found with antimatter, this antimatter can be absorbed by any realm of paranormal activity. It is, in effect, neutralized and absorbed. So there's a physical effect to the spiritual world in antimatter. And often, entities and all these other paranormal things are attracted to antimatter. They're attracted to it. For every gram of antimatter that's produced, and then it is bought into this world, when they produce it, it attracts things from another dimension coming here. What is CERN going to do? Is to allow humanity to produce pounds of antimatter. What's happening, that is the unseen portion of dark matter. And I hope people have a general understanding of matter, which we can touch and feel and observe, and antimatter, which we cannot touch, feel, or observe. However, it's working in tandem with the matter. All the countries are vested in the CERN facility. Every single last country. In the United States, we have 3 facilities here. 3. I can't tell you where they are. One they began to build, but they couldn't, but they went ahead and built it anyway. It's in one of the biggest states in the United States, and it's there and it's operational. It's also going to be powered up during this time. I'm saying this because when this thing does power up, the immediate effects are not what I'm worried about. That's not my concern. The psychological effects on people is going to become quite evident. And I know that people will come under some strange attacks, some strange occurrences and incidents.